More math already?
No. Hopefully it's correct. Diamondbacks 6-2 in their season series with Colorado. We'll play 2 more games this week, then finish at Coors Field at the end of September. And there's Lars Nootbaar in the leadoff spot tonight. James McCann will be behind the plate, catching the rookie left-hander Mitch Pratt. And no Geraldo Perdomo. It's a scheduled off day for Jerry. It was Torey Lovullo's call. He said that Perdomo wanted to play today. Instead, it's Ildemaro Vargas who takes the field as the starting shortstop.
Yeah, ideally the Diamondbacks steal another win here tonight, and Torey would have the option of maybe giving Perdomo another day off. And with the off day Thursday, that would be 3 in a row. You'd like to think that that knee would be healed up a little bit better, and Perdomo would be ready to get back in there.
Just a little left knee soreness, nothing they are too concerned about. Let's get a look at your Y-Refi starting pitcher stats for the rookie left-hander Mitch Pratt. And if it's Mitchapalooza tonight, then call him the Godfather, because last week 7 scoreless he beat the Padres.
Yeah, the only real concerning number you see there is the 18 walks. He did cut it down to 3 in 7 innings last time out against the Padres, but when he's challenging that strike zone like he did against the Padres, everything plays up.
Well, the Rockies do have an interesting and intriguing group of young hitters, but not a whole lot last night. No runs, only 5 hits, and the former Diamondback Jake McCarthy leads it off for the Rockies.
Yeah, only 5 hits in the ball game, and Troy Johnson, who's not in the lineup tonight, was the only guy to have multiple hits for the Rockies. A little bit of a change today.
There's the skipper Warren Schaefer looking to even this series at a game apiece as we get a look around the diamond at the D-back defense. That's provided by CarShield.
What a night for Nolan Arenado against one of his former teams. His original team, the Colorado Rockies, hit that grand slam in the first inning. He singled in the 5th and stole a base.
Well, time, Bob, in game 2 of 3 against the Rockies here for your keys to the game, and that's provided by Jeep.
Well, against Sagano, this is very simplified, but if you see it low, let it go. His sweeper, his split, his slider, all down in the zone. If you see it high, let it fly. He throws fastballs up in the zone. Sinkers occasionally will range up in the zone. His cutter's usually up in the zone. So if you see it up there, take a rip at it.
Well, they haven't solved him yet. Sagano made back-to-back starts earlier this year against the Diamondbacks and pitched very well both times. Doug Eddings, the crew chief, is behind the plate calling balls and strikes. Jake McCarthy, the reigning National League Player of the Week and a former Diamondback, leads it off for the Rockies.
Good for Jake. We hope he gets red hot Friday.
That's right. After he leaves town. He's had a tremendous season. 306 and 13 homers. He gets it started. Left on left in the leadoff spot for the Rockies.
And Jake will bunt for a base hit from time to time, especially against the left-hander, so something to keep an eye on. Nolan Arenado already drawn in at third base.
First pitch fastball lifted to center for Ryan Waldschmidt, and it's a 1-pitch out for Mitch Pratt.
If you weren't with us last night, this Rockies offense was chasing first pitches like they were going to get fined if they didn't swing at them. Everybody up and down this lineup was hacking at the first pitch they saw.
That has apparently continued into tonight. Here's the young third baseman Kyle Karros, who had a tough night at the plate last night. He was 0 for 4, struck out twice and hit into a double play. Well, this is a good-looking young player that figures to be their third baseman of the future. Another fastball from Brad is strike 1.
He had a tough error at third base last night. It didn't cost the Rockies a run, just added a few more pitches to the inning.
He's the son of former Dodger Eric Karros, a 5th rounder by Colorado out of UCLA 3 years ago. Another fastball, another strike. It's 0-2. Kyle Karros, big lanky kid, 24 years old. He's 6'5", 225 pounds, and just leans on that back leg. Gets into a crouch. Big wide stance.
And gets his weight mostly back on that back leg.
So it's got a little Dwight Evans in there.
Yeah, good call.
Dewey. Well, Karros's bat has progressed nicely over his first full season. 55 games since June the 1st. He's hit .310. He's got a .910 OPS over that stretch. Mitch Bratt now trying to follow up his outstanding performance, as we mentioned, from last Wednesday. 1 hit, 7 scoreless. He beat San Diego. Worked his way around 3 walks and a career high 9 strikeouts. The fastball and the sweeper, he says, were the main 2 pitches for him.
Boy, he had great command of that sweeper too. A lot of them were right down and into the right-handed hitters, right on that bottom corner of the strike zone, one after another after another.
It was interesting to hear Craig Stammen, the Padres manager, say after the game that for whatever reason, what Brad was throwing up there wasn't matching the San Diego hitters' swings and eyes. He really did fool them. Had him off balance much of the night. Fastball, they said, was getting on the hitters quickly, a lot harder than what the scoreboard was showing.
You heard Webby talking about it in the pregame. His fastball 91, 92, occasionally will approach the mid-90s, but hitters just don't seem to see it out of his hand, like you said. A lot of tardy swings.
Started off Karros with 5 consecutive fastballs. The slurve's a foul. And that one is fair at third. Backhanded by Arenado. He just makes it look so easy. 10-time Gold Glover, the former Rocky, at third base. There's 2 outs.
I've said it many times already this season. It's good to see him doing that for us instead of against us. Boy, he stole so many base hits away from Diamondbacks hitters in his time in Colorado.
Working for the good guys now. Center fielder tonight. He was the shortstop last night, is the rookie Cole Carey. Another good looking young player, figures to be a big part of their future. There's that first pitch slurve. Carrick, 290 and 5 homers, just over 50 games this year. 0 for 4 last night. He hit into some tough luck, including 2 double plays. Starts him out with a slurve, then runs that fastball by him inside, and it's 0-2. Remember the good start from Michael Soroka here last night. He had a 9-pitch first. Mitch Bratt on a very similar pace to start this one. Cole Carrick, a second rounder by Colorado 3 years ago. He's a San Diego State Aztec. Grew up in Turlock, California. He's played both infield and outfield in his college and professional career. Shortstop last night, center field tonight. Swing and a miss. A changeup from Brad. And a 1-2-3 first. Another good start for the rookie lefty. Diamondbacks coming up.
Hi, folks.
Night off for Geraldo Perdomo, so a different look to the lineup tonight. Here is provided by Trajan Wealth.
Yeah, pretty much the same cast of characters with the exception of Perdomo, just rearranged a little bit. Lars Nootbaar will hit in the leadoff spot today. You see Ildemaro Vargas down in the 8-hole, and Ryan Waldschmidt has really made a home for himself in that 9-hole.
Yeah, they're thrilled with what Waldy's been doing in that spot. They're up against the right-hander Tomoyuki Sagano. The Rockies have beaten the Diamondbacks only twice in 8 meetings this year, and both Colorado wins were Sugano starts.
As a matter of fact, the Rockies are 13-7 in his starts this season, including 2-0 against the Diamondbacks. When he does not start for the Rockies, their record is 33-66.
Hey.
So if there is such a thing as an ace of a Rockies pitching staff, this is it.
He's been a good fit with Colorado. Pitched his first season in the majors last year with the Baltimore Orioles. Lars Nootbaar, the leadoff spot. Nootbaar trying to get it going at 225 and 3 homers. He walked and scored his first time up last night as the DH. He's in left field tonight. That's lifted along the line, headed for the seats. Karros will have a look, and it's up in the netting. And they have to wave it off. Mike Malinsky, the third base umpire, hustling over there to make the call.
Yeah, I think Karros realizes it's going to hit the netting. I'm going to push on it as hard as I can to try to get a little more room, but it hit high on the netting that time.
Not a bad idea. A for effort. Now the 1-1. Bar rolls it to second. Former Marlin Connor Norby is there making his Rockies debut tonight as we take a look around the diamond at the Colorado defense.
And we're going to highlight their catcher Hunter Goodman, a tremendous offensive catcher, has 103 hits on the season. He's banged out 34 homers, 69 runs driven in. He has punched out 151 times. The issue occasionally is behind the plate where he struggles. 17% caught stealing this season.
Well, he'll likely not want to see Corbin Carroll on base then. Corbin bats second, takes a fastball for a strike at 93. 241 on the year and 16 homers. Corbin had an RBI double and scored a run last night. You mentioned if there's a Rockies ace, it likely is Sagano. And up until a loss in his start last Wednesday to Tampa Bay when Colorado was shut out by the Rays, Sagano had gone 7-0 over 8 starts and became the first Rockies pitcher since Kyle Freeland in 2018 to win 7 consecutive decisions in a single season. Way up in the air and way out to right center. Corbin Carroll sends it out of here. Well, last night it was a first inning grand slam by Nolan Arenado. Tonight a solo shot by Corbin Carroll, his 17th, and it's a jumbo jack, a free jumbo jack tomorrow. A Jack in the Box with a purchase of a large drink. He hit it 422 feet.
Yeah, you'll definitely take that early run, but I'm a little disappointed. I was hoping it would hit the fence and watch Corbin leg out another triple. That's one of the most exciting plays in the game.
I'll take the run myself.
Yep.
Moreno. That's one thing that Sagano will do. His 23rd home run allowed. This is his 21st start. The 17th for Corbin and the number 99 home run of his career. So he's one away from 100 career home runs. Good to see him barrel one up.
Made that sound.
Yeah, it did. Gabby is the DH. McCann behind the plate. Moreno at 304 and 8 homers. 52 RBIs, already a career high for Gabriel Moreno. One more look at Corbin Carroll's 17th of the year.
You mentioned that four-seam fastball. Occasionally he'll leave it up in the zone, and it's very hittable when he does leave it up.
And went after him with fastballs, 2 four-seams and a sinker. He didn't miss the third one. Mixing things up to Moreno. Curveball, sweeper, cutter. And there's a slow breaker on 1-2. The curveball. He threw him 4 pitches, 4 different pitches. Tovar's under it. That's one thing Sagano will do. He'll mix up the whole bag of tricks out there. As Corbin checks the iPad. Here's Ketel Marte in the cleanup spot. Marte 247 and 20 homers. Had a good night last night. Single, double, drove in a run, scored once.
Got hit by a pitch.
Just kind of grazed the back foot.
And
Marte lines it to right. Beck backing up all the way to the wall, and it's gone. Ketel Marte, that's 21, and it's a 2-run Diamondback first. He's starting to feel it. He homered here Sunday in the win over the Dodgers. He's got another one tonight against the Rockies.
Screaming line drive to right field that time.
Got a sweeper and swept it right out of here.
Yes, he did. Boy, and last night's ball game was as engaged as we have seen Marte all season defensively. He made some tremendous defensive plays from his second base position right off the top of the fence.
Just enough. It skidded over and out of here. Arenado. He had the big grand slam of the first last night, the 18th of the year for Nolan. Well, we've talked, it seems, ad nauseum all summer long about, well, they've got to get Corbin Carroll and Ketel Marte going. Well, I'd say they're going. You think they've been winning games now? Those two keep this up. That'd be quite a hot streak as Arenado's out in front of a slider. It's 1-1. Nolan, 242 of the year. The home run last night is 18. It's the first time this season the Diamondbacks have hit 2 first-inning home runs. And Mitch Bratt is on the right end of things so far, holding a 2-0 lead. Well, Nolan couldn't check the curveball by Sugano. He'll throw the rosin bag up there. He's got every kind of pitch you can think of.
And he'll change speeds on that curveball. Sometimes it'll be a big, loopy, slow breaking ball. Other times it'll have a little sharper downward break.
Yeah, he's a real pitcher out there. Long career with the Yomiuri Giants in Japan. Out in front of another breaking ball. Nolan had a couple of hits last night, including that grand slam. In fact, you go back to Cleveland now at the end of the last road trip. Arenado has homered in 4 of his 9 games this month. Swinging a hot bat. And he stays hot. That gets behind Carrick, and here we go. It gets all the way to the wall. Arenado round second. He'll head for third. And Nolan is in, standing up with a triple. The rookie Cole Carrick in center sold out, and it got behind him. So a grand slam in the first inning last night, a first inning triple tonight.
Well, that's the issue on a ball like this. If you make a diving attempt, as fast as Jake McCarthy is, he can't get over there in time to back up this play. Once it gets by Carrick, it rolls all the way out to the 413 mark. Go, Nolan, go.
35th career triple. Get down. No, he can stand up, Lars. It's all right. First of the year for Nolan. See if James McCann can tack on a run here. McCann gets the start behind the plate. And he has been extremely productive offensively, as we know. 304 on the year. He's got 4 home runs. 2 homers and a triple. 5 batters into the ball game against Sugano. McCann has hit in 10 of his last 11 games since coming off the injured list. And over that stretch, he's got 15 RBIs. Nolan's still trying to catch his breath down there at third. Diamondbacks 19-9 since July the 9th. The best record in the National League over the last month. Tour the Velos Club 8 over 500. If they win tonight and tomorrow, they'll be 10 over 500 as we head to Atlanta and Boston after this series starting on Friday. 3 games at Truist Park in Atlanta, then starting on Monday 3 at Fenway Park. Tim Towel on deck. It's lifted toward the right field corner. Beck over to have a look, and it's on the other side of the netting and out of play. Long first, getting longer for Tomoyuki Sugano. Corbin Carroll a home run, his 17th. Ketel Marte hit his 21st. Arenado was followed with his first triple, and it's 2-2 on James McCann. Sugano, a guy that relies on weak contact. Contact's been anything but so far. Look out, Nolan. That was a hot shot coming to Chip Sahoe down there. That's Tom Hoey, our Golden Glover in left field. That thing came in to eat.
It sure did.
Get it? Because he's Chip Sahoe?
Yeah, I got you. Right. I got you.
Keebler Elves the whole thing. Abe Federico, the maestro down there, Federico Fellini. Look out, Tom.
Yeah. Tough angle. That's a tough angle.
That's a tough play. High school had a base hit. 22 pitches and counting for Sugano. Waves at a split. On one an inning for the Diamondbacks. It starts with Corbin Carroll, 17th. And then Ketel Marte skids one off the top of the fence for his 21st. And after one, it's 2-0 Diamondbacks.
See? These
he's a sponge. He truly is. He wants to learn. He wants to get better. He's picking different guys' brains to see what he can take from them. You know, the changeup that he started throwing here recently. I know Merrill's been a big part of that for him. But yeah, he's just a sponge.
Todd Walsh back here at Chase Field. That's catcher James McCann. We talked to him earlier today about pitcher Mitch Bratt, a sponge, and that relates to what we witnessed last night, Bob Brenly, the conversation that those guys had ongoing inside the Diamondbacks dugout. As Torrey said today, hey, look, I told James you're catching him, and that may have had a lot to do with that conversation that we saw, but it's all about trust and sharing of information.
Well, he's definitely been sponge worthy, and he used that changeup to strike out Cole Carrig to win the first, and now Hunter Goodman starts off the Rockies' second. Jammed him that time, popped it up behind second. Marte is out there. And Mitch Bratt 4 up, 4 down.
Yeah, you'd love to be privy to that conversation that was taking place on the bench between McCann and Bratt last night. Just to hear some of the topics and how you go about bringing up things that you're going to use in the ball game the next night.
Veteran presence back there, James McCann. Here's Willie Castro, the first baseman tonight for the Rockies, switch hitter. That's foul at third. Castro last night singled, struck out twice in his start at second base. .264 hitter on the year. Castro .281 with 3 homers against left-hand pitching. Most of his power comes against right-handers. This is a guy that bats from both sides of the plate, plays just about everywhere on the field. He's been a good fit in Colorado. Short right, Corbin Carroll coming in. Mitch Bratt getting these quick outs. 5 up, 5 down. We'll remind you, jackpot's now open for the D-backs Give Back 50-50 raffle, supported by Avnet Cares. Already over $4,700. And one lucky winner takes home half the final total. The other half benefits the Arizona Diamondbacks Foundation's youth sports and outreach programs. You don't have to be here to play. Fans anywhere in the state of Arizona can buy their tickets online at dbacks.com/5050. Mickey Moniak is the DH for the Rockies. .274, 19 homers, couple of walks in last night's game for Moniak. Moniak's not hit lefties especially well, doesn't see a ton of left-hand pitching, so they're at a little bit of a disadvantage here. Just .212 against left-handers this season. Got a 2-0 fastball and missed it. Mickey Moniak, former first overall draft pick by the Phillies back in 2016. Finally found a home in Colorado after it didn't quite work out with the Phillies or the Angels. In fact, the Rockies were so happy with him they just gave him a 2-year extension, $16.25 million. Jordan Beck on deck. It's 3-1 on Mickey Moniak.
For some guys, the light bulb doesn't go on till a little bit later in their career. Maybe different verbiage from a hitting coach talking about what he's doing up there at the plate, and something just struck a nerve. Moniak very dangerous from that left side of the plate.
Imagine if you are drafted first overall by Philadelphia and it doesn't go great right away. That can be a tough gig. Ryan Waldschmidt's under it. 6 up, 6 down, a 2-0 lead for the left-hander Mitch Bratt. You're watching the Diamondbacks Baseball Network. It's presented by Progressive. Well, Geraldo Perdomo will be in the starting lineup tomorrow, Tor Lovello told us today. But with that sore left knee, they're just going to give him a scheduled day off. They've been trying to do that anyway. After he left the game midway through yesterday, this happened Sunday when he hit that bag awfully hard running up the line.
Yeah, hit the bag hard trying to duck the potential tag right there, and the knee took the brunt of that one.
So Ildemaro Vargas starts at shortstop. He's on deck behind Tim Tao, the first baseman, who leads off the second against Tomoyuki Sagano, who had a 23 pitch first. Blistered into center off the bat of Tawa, and it's another Diamondback hit. The first 7 batters have base hits, and that one left the bat at 108.
Well, smoked it right back up the middle. That's that 2-0 fastball. Not elevated that time, mid thighs, and Timmy sends it right back where it came from.
Still the king of the court down there at first. Here is Vargas, the shortstop. Bats from the left-hand side, a switch hitter. Lovello said it was his decision not to play Perdomo tonight. Jerry wanted to play, asked to play. He's dealing with something akin to a bone bruise in that knee. They're not too concerned and say that he will be back in the starting lineup tomorrow. In the meantime, Vargas holds down the fort at short. Here's Jerry. Hey, he's talking.
Oh, my goodness.
That never happens. He's going to drive him nuts down there. Perdomo not in the game. He will never stop talking.
Man.
Put him in there already.
Please,
they're going to be begging in the dugout. Shut him up.
Well, that shot we had of him earlier in the dugout, he was taking off his batting gloves. He may have been up in the cage taking some hacks. You never know. Yeah. I can't imagine him taking a full day off, ever.
Nor can he. Sagano behind on Vargas. 3-0 now. He yanked the fastball. And a rough start for Sagano. As we mentioned earlier, the Rockies have only beaten the Diamondbacks twice this year. Both those games were started by Sagano. They, in fact, came back-to-back earlier this year, middle of May. There's a strike. Sagano faced the D-backs at Coors Field, gave up 2 runs, 7 hits over 5 innings, only had 1 strikeout middle of May. Followed that with a start here at Chase only 6 days later, and pitched well again. In fact, the deepest he's gone into a game all year, 6 2/3. Vargas slams it high in the air to center. Cole Carrick in front of the warning track has got just enough room. Towel will stay put at first. Vargas gave it a ride. That's the first out.
Hey, fans, if the D-backs hit a double, you get $15 off your next Uber Eats order of $30 or more.
Part of this Diamondback surge, remember, 19-9 over the last month, the best record in the National League, and a big part of it has been Ryan Waldschmidt. Batting in the 9 spot. He has quietly become a very instant success down there after his recall from Reno. And he looks at a curveball for a strike. Last night he walked, had 2 more hits, scored twice, and he has been tremendously productive at the bottom of this lineup. A rookie outfielder. Tor Lovello was asked about Waldy today and said he's doing everything we want him to. He's kind of an extra leadoff hitter down there. He understands the role, sets it up for the top of the lineup.
Good base runner.
Terrific outfield defender. We've seen that on this homestand. I mean, he's provided 4 or 5 highlight reel catches out there on this homestand alone. There's a check on Tower. Seen Tim running a lot lately. He's got 4 stolen bases on the year. He's been pretty active on the bases. Holding on the back foot here, 0-2.
Those 2 home runs in the first inning that Sagano gave up means he's now given up a home run in his last 9 starts, at least 1. 4 of those games he's given up multiple homers.
He has pitched all over the world, Tomoyuki Sagano, 36 years old. He'll be 37 in October. He fights off a sinker. He was a very successful pitcher over 12 years in Japan with the most storied franchise. They call them the national team, of course, the Yomiuri Giants, where he had a career ERA of 2.43 and was a 3-time Central League Most Valuable Player. Twice won the Sawamura Award, which is the Japanese Cy Young. He's not a strikeout pitcher by any stretch. He's old school, throws a million pitches, throws strikes, pounds the zone, generates weak contact. To this point, not as weak as he would like normally. Tawa thought about it. He had a big secondary lead and stopped. He tried to time it up and didn't quite get it. He was itching to go there. No, stay here.
I talk all the time about how the potential to steal a base changes the game, and you could see Hunter Goodman jumped up out of his crouch to receive that pitch and get ready to throw to second base.
Goes after the sweeper. Goodman hangs on. Second strikeout for Sagano.
Occasionally a catcher in his haste to get up out of that crouch and throw the ball to second base will block the umpire's view of the pitch.
He's got every breaking ball they've invented, Sagano. And we'll work through the order for the second time. Lars Nootbaar, the left fielder, is in the leadoff spot tonight. Sagano, a veteran. Opponents say he locates, mixes the ball up, keeps it down. He'll pitch backwards. He'll use the cutter, use the split. He'll keep the ball off the barrel for the most part. That's not been the case so far tonight, however. What Warren Schaefer likes best about Sagano is fastball command. He's got the split off that. He can keep you off balance. And he's a veteran that knows how to make in-game adjustments. There's Warren Schaefer, the skipper. Ball and a strike on Nootbaar. There goes Tawa. He almost stopped halfway. Goodman's throw to the first base side is wild. Tim got halfway, then nearly changed his mind again, but he's in there anyway with his 5th stolen base. It always seems like there's that panicked feeling where they think to themselves, this is going too well. Something must be wrong.
Uh-oh.
Yeah. Surely I couldn't have got this good a jump, but thanks to Dave McKay, they almost always do. And Nootbaar rolls it foul at first, right in front of Mack down there. The great Dave McKay, the base running coach, the outfield coach.
You know, we talked about Mack an awful lot in his time here in the desert. J.R. House over at third base. Mack deserves to be in the Hall of Fame.
J.R. handles the catchers. And Nootbaar again fouls it off same spot. And they're keeping Abe Federico Fellini busy down there. Mack has a base running chart where everybody is graded. It's color coded and it is fascinating reading. He posted on the clubhouse wall. And he grades you on things you didn't even know existed.
Right.
It's crazy.
Minute details of base running.
Yeah, there's like 20 categories.
Yep.
From running from one base to another. Lifted out to left field. Jake McCarthy, former Diamondback out there. And Sagano able to strand that lead on single. To the third we go, leading 2-0. Triumphant return for Michael Soroka last night after missing 2 months with that glute strain. 4 1/3 scoreless, and he appears to be good to go down the home stretch here. And he's standing by with Todd Walsh. It's time for the Active Mike, presented by the Active Cash Card.
Steve, thank you. Michael, before we talk about last night, I want to ask you about Mitch Bratt. We were just talking about how he is absorbing so much from some of the veterans, in particular that changeup from Merrill Kelly. What do you see in him?
Yeah, I think today he looks a little bit more relaxed. I think that was the biggest thing, is that, you know, he was pitching away from kind of where his normal was for a long time. He's normally in his career always kind of beat up the zone. You know, I think you look at his career walk numbers, they were under 2 per 9, if not even close to 1. So a little uncharacteristic, and I think that just kind of comes from a place of just wanting it too bad, trying a little too hard, and kind of unlucky there off the bag. But you know, he looks a little more relaxed tonight. He's beating up the zone, and I'm looking forward to watching him continue.
Sounds like you can relate.
Yeah, definitely. You know, I think when you're in a place where you feel like you have to do more, in reality, it's the same game, if not actually just do a little bit less. So I think he's kind of realizing that a lot of us up here have kind of gotten to that point, and obviously it's hard to do as a rookie, but you got to get there sooner rather than later.
I happened to be in the clubhouse when you arrived yesterday. You were talking to Merrill about Legos. You seemed so relaxed, like it was just another game, despite coming back from injury. Was everything as normal as it appeared from the outside looking in?
Yeah. You know, I think I get to the point in this game where I realized I couldn't be super serious all day. I had to trust myself that I'll lock it in because I want to compete. You know, I realized that's why I love being out there, is the moment to compete against the guy that's in the box. And you know, there's not too much that I can do 5-6 hours prior to the game that's really necessary for me to get completely locked in. It's you wake up and you understand it's game day. You know, you get that feeling in your stomach, but for me, I'm almost trying to ignore it as long as I can.
I love that. Jake McCarthy tried to ambush you at the first pitch of the game. You blazed through that, and then how did the game progress? How did everything feel coming out?
Yeah, you know, I think sometimes, especially, you know, Jake's been on a heater for a little while. You know, he's been a really good hitter this year, and I think sometimes you can use that aggressiveness against some guys. Runner scoring position especially, is guys want to be the hero, and you know, you can pitch in off. You can kind of do a couple things that's make them hit your pitch a little bit. So you know, this whole lineup, again, there's some talent in this lineup. They can still hurt you. So you still got to be careful in some spots and really make sure that you know, you don't take your foot off the gas.
Before I let you go, word on this team. It just feels like you guys have found your stride. There's even an edge to this team right now. You had a chance to watch. Do you sense that this is maybe that moment?
Absolutely. I've said it over and over again. I think this team is as deep as a lot of teams in MLB get. So there's not really a weak link. I think top to bottom, this order puts up good at bats. They play good defense. We put it down in the bullpen. And our starters are doing the job like we know we can. You know, we know we're going to be a tough team to beat. So continuing this is really important, and putting ourselves in a good place come October.
It was great to see you out there. Thanks for joining me here tonight. Good luck the rest of the way. Thanks, Michael.
Thank you.
Michael Soroka. Steve.
Thank you, Todd. Well, a bit of a bumpy start here for Mitch Bratt as Jordan Beck laced one off the third base bag that we saw bounce way into left field. And now Connor Norby, in his Rockies debut, acquired at the deadline for the Marlins, draws a walk. So it's first and second, nobody out for the struggling shortstop Ezekiel Tovar. Our thanks to Michael Soroka for joining us in the middle of a game here. 204 and 9 homers for Tovar, who has been struggling, had the night off last night. Beck is at second and Norby's at first. Nobody out to start the Rocky third. Mitch Bratt, going back to his start at Cleveland on the last road trip, has thrown 13 consecutive scoreless innings. But that's in jeopardy here. 2-1 and no outs in the third. Tovar shows bunt takes a strike.
Rockies don't sacrifice bunt a whole lot. Only 15 as a team on this season. Jake McCarthy has 4 of those, which I would venture a guess were attempts to bunt for a base hit with runners on base, and he was credited with a sacrifice.
McCarthy's on deck behind Tovar, who might be trying to move the runners along. Pops the bunt up there, and McCann's got it. That's how the season has gone for Ezekiel Tovar, and a big out for Mitch Bratt. Tovar cannot get the bunt down.
Yeah, drops the barrel of the bat down low, which means he's going to bunt the bottom part of the baseball and just pops it right up for James McCann. Fortunately, didn't get too far away from him that time.
Well, you heard Michael Soroka tell Todd that Jake McCarthy's been on a heater as of late. Here he is. He flying out to lead off the game. Jake singled and walked last night in the opener. He's hit safely in every game this month. He is batting .450 in August. Red hot right now, the reigning National League Player of the Week. Warren Schaefer says having McCarthy in the leadoff spot has been a huge jolt for Colorado. Not a lot of people in the league have what McCarthy has, he says, and they're happy to have him. Won't chase the slider. Jake, as we know, handles left-hand pitching just fine. In fact, he's hit better than .330 against lefties this year. OPS is up well over 900. Broken bat up the middle. Vargas for 1 and 2. They got it. First and second, no outs, and Mitch Pratt dials up a double play ball, and it's a scoreless third. He leads it 2-0. What a start for the Diamondbacks tonight. A pair of first-inning home runs. Corbin Carroll his 17th. Ketel Marte his 21st. Last time the Diamondbacks had at least 2 first-inning home runs was September of 2025 against the Rangers. StatCast 3D powered by Google Cloud. You see Marte's just skipped right off the top of the wall there. First time this year the Diamondbacks have hit 2 first-inning home runs. They lead it 2-0, and now Corbin Carroll starts off the third against Tomoyuki Sagano. Well, the home run for Corbin in the first was number 99 in his career, and if my math is correct, the next one will be 100.
Really?
Yeah, well, check your work.
I'll have my staff look at that.
Wake him up back there, will you? Couldn't check on the split finger pitch. That's the pitch that McCann struck out on in the first. Big weapon for Sagano. Yeah,
we mentioned Sagano throws the kitchen sink up there. He's got 6 or 7 different pitches he'll throw. He'll change speeds on all of them. But really the only one you would call a plus pitch is that splitter. It's a good one. It has a lot of downward movement. Looks like a good changeup.
He's thrown 2 pitches, both splitters, to Corbin so far. Pitching backwards, which is something Sagano's opponents have mentioned. Throws him 3 split finger pitches and gets a fly out to left. Now it's Gabriel Moreno. Gabby, the DH, popped out his first time. Gabby had a big night last night. He walked, he doubled, he tripled at his start behind the plate. Scored a run, knocked in a run. It's become for him kind of a standard night at the office. 20 RBIs in 22 games since the All-Star break for Moreno. Diamondbacks only in the 3rd inning, but as a team they're just a double shy of the cycle. A lot of offense early for Torey Lovullo in this series. Of course, last night 4 in the first, 3 in the second. Tonight a pair of first-inning home runs. There's the sinker, caught the edge.
That inning-ending double play off the bat of Jake McCarthy. 10th game in a row that the Diamondbacks have turned at least 1 double play.
Really helped out Mitch Pratt. He's now thrown 14 consecutive scoreless innings. Moreno, there's another base hit for Gabby. He's hitting 6 straight now, and he just keeps rolling along.
Hey, fans, when the D-backs hit a home run like they have already, you score a free jumbo jack from Jack in the Box with the purchase of a large drink.
Here's Marte with a line drive homer in the first, his 21st of the year, and his 2nd in the last 3 games. Ketel singled and doubled last night. He's homered tonight. Trying to ambush a cutter and hit a rocket into the seats foul. Almost hit him in the back foot. A breaking ball from Sagano.
That's how he got hit last night on a pitch down and in. He almost got out of the way and just barely clipped the toe of his shoe last night. Got his foot out of the way that time.
Here's a look from our Moss cam. Our director Brian Moss climbs up the netting every day and puts that camera up there. Right field, Jordan Beck out there tonight. 2 outs in the third. Nolan Arenado drove one to left center in the first inning. It got by Carrick, the rookie, out there. Nolan was in with a stand-up triple his first of the year. Out there again, hits it pretty deep. Cole Carrick under the home run porch has got it. 3 fly ball outs for Sagano. We go to the fourth, up 2-0. Rookie left-hander Mitch Bratt had a great start. Set down the first 6 he faced, but a double and a walk lead off the Rocky third. Gets the pop-up one from Tovar, then McCarthy hits into a double play. It's the Allstate Good Hands replay.
Bratt just did get out of the way of that smash up the middle of the field, right to Ildemaro Vargas at the bag at second. It has to be a quick one to get Jake McCarthy at first base on a double play.
As we know, Jake flies up that line. So Mitch Bratt so far, 1 walk, 1 strikeout. He's given up 1 hit. He's been efficient. 36 pitches, 25 strikes. And Kyle Caro starts off the Colorado fourth. Caro's grounded out his first time up tonight. Slurve is in there. That's a big pitch for Mitch Bratt. Interesting that he and Soroka go back to back. Both guys are among the strikeout leaders in the major leagues with that slurve. Soroka number 1, but Mitch Bratt not too far down the list.
And when Mitch Bratt's feeling that slurve, he can throw it back door to the right-handed hitters like he did for strike 1 here to Karros, or he can bury it down and in, try to get some swings and misses.
There's Michael Soroka. Went 4 1/3 last night in his return from that injury. 0-2 on Karros. Scoops it foul ground first base side. Towers over there, and he's got room. Kyle Caro still hitless in the series. Brings up Cole Carrick, the rookie, who struck out in the first. See if Mitch Bratt can reestablish his rhythm after working around some traffic in that third. He did a wonderful job of that against the Padres last week, getting a rhythm established, pitching in a nice consistent tempo as the game went on. Always so important. He did not go. That's Emil Jimenez at first. Bratt last week set down the final 9 San Diego hitters he faced, 11 of the last 12, and really had it rolling there for a while. Did a nice job of not falling behind in counts. It's 2-0 here on Carrick, who hits it hard just beyond the reach of Arenado, and he's headed for extra bases. The rookie Cole Carrick with a 1-out double. The second hit for Colorado.
Both hits doubles for the Rockies. Yeah, got a fastball down and in that time. Missed his spot a little bit, and looks like a pretty good young hitter.
I think they need to decide if he's going to be a shortstop or a center fielder, but he's very athletic. Second-round pick out of San Diego State, only 24 years old. Careful with Hunter Goodman. 34 home runs, second highest total in the majors. Goodman popped out his first time up. Goodman just one behind Yordan Alvarez and Kyle Schwarber for the Major League Home Run League. An all-star this year for the second straight season.
I didn't check today. Is Yordan Alvarez still leading the Triple Crown over there in the American League?
I'd have to look.
Yeah, he was for the longest time this season. He's been #1 in home runs, RBIs, batting average.
He figures to be the runaway AL MVP. Right now the Astros are at San Francisco. They're tied at 1-1. Good news from St. Louis, where the Phillies have lost. Cardinals beat them 2-0. So the Diamondbacks for the moment half game up on Philadelphia for that second National League wild card. We'll have an update from around the league coming up in the next half inning. Play on at second, and they nearly threw it into center field. San Diego is hosting Milwaukee tonight. Padres have a 5-1 lead. They're in the fourth.
Tigers won today 6-4 over the Guardians. They're 5-2 since the trade deadline when they traded Tarek Skubal and Casey Mize.
1-1 on Hunter Goodman, who hooks that one foul. To answer your question, Yordan Alvarez began the day today leading the American League in batting average, home runs, RBIs, runs scored, hits, on base, slugging, and OPS.
And you think that's good enough to be the MVP? Come on.
I know it's out there a little bit.
Having a heck of a year at the plate.
Alvarez 323, 35 homers, 86 knocked in. It's 1-2 now on Goodman. And the fastball's up high. As impressive as that is, he has only one more home run than Goodman does, who's standing in the box right now. Goodman went without a hit last night, but he still leads Colorado this year in homers, RBIs, and OPS. In fact, he's got 18 runs batted in his last 18 games, and he's up in an RBI spot right here. Carrick at second and one out. Carrick on the move. Mitch Bratt really leaning on that fastball here against Goodman. He's thrown him 4 in this sequence, including 3 in a row.
Might have him set up for that changeup, although on the pecking order of best pitches for Mitch Bratt, the changeup is still down the list a little bit until he gets a better feel for it.
He threw him 1 very early in this at bat. Follow that with a slurve, since then all fastballs. Carrick holds this time. He'll try the changeup. Good call. It's like you've done this before or something.
Well, I've just watched James McCann behind the plate, and I know we've talked about it many times. He'll throw the same pitch 3 or 4 times in a row if he feels it's the right pitch in his situation. And watching the swings of Hunter Goodman, he saw him starting to catch up a little bit more to that fastball. So changeup made a lot of sense right there.
Yeah, we heard James McCann tell Todd earlier that they've worked with Mitch Bratt on the changeup along with Merrill Kelly, who's got such a good one. There goes Carrigan again. Goodman fouls it off. Back to the heater that time. Carrick seems determined to get third base. So Mitch Bratt really laboring here in his fourth. 50 pitches now for the ball game. Number 9 coming up to Hunter Goodman. There you see the sequences we were talking about. McCann at one point calling 3 consecutive fastballs. Went right back to it with that last one. Now pitch number 9. Carrick holds. Slurve didn't quite slurve. Count is full. Willie Castro on deck. 10th pitch of the at bat to the Rockies catcher. Carrick takes off again, and again Goodman fouls off a fastball.
Get your wind sprints in.
He's getting them in, that's for sure. As a left-hand pitcher, Mitch Bratt has his back to the base runner at second base. So Carrick trying to create as big a distraction as he can with the Rockies' best hitter at the plate. Really dancing around, wants to go, decides to stop, and Goodman lines it to third, and they double off. Carrick gets second. He wandered far off that bag, had a big secondary lead. 112 miles an hour off the bat of Goodman. Arenado's up number 2, and there's number 3. 4 scoreless for Mitch Bratt. Arenado got it started. We'll get a look around the league at your wild card update. Luis Rengifo in San Diego, a grand slam off Kyle Harrison. Padres lead the Brewers 6-1. That's the bad news. Good news right here. Everson Pereira for the Cardinals at Busch Stadium. St. Louis a 2-0 win. The Phillies have lost. Diamondbacks a half game up now on Philadelphia for that second National League wild card. Here it's 2-0 Diamondbacks over the Rockies. James McCann, who struck out to win the first, starts off the fourth against Tomoyuki Sagano. Rockies have now gone, my math is correct, 13 innings in this series so far. They've not scored a run. Warren Schaefer, the Rockies skipper. Colorado 46 wins. That's the lowest win total in the National League. They're 27 under 500. And only 4-21 here at Chase Field since the 2023 season. That's the split. That's the pitch he used to strike out McCann in the first. James laid off that one here. It's 2-2. Tawa's on deck. Then it's Ildemaro Vargas. This is what it's like to face Sagano. Look, just take this at bat, for instance, against McCann, a guy that's been around the block plenty. Sinker, sweeper, curveball, splitter, fastball. 5 pitches, 5 different pitches, all to the same hitter.
Hasn't thrown a cutter yet.
How are you supposed to know what to look for? What a bag of tricks. Jam shot to the sinker. Norby's got it at second. And Sagano has set down 3 in a row. You can watch every game on this Diamondbacks pennant chase now through the end of the year, live or on demand, just $34.99. It's D-Backs TV, presented by Progressive. Game 121 of 162. Don't miss a game. $35 for the rest of the year. That's 85 cents a game. I'm not even going to check the math on that.
No, I trust you.
When will you learn? DBacks.tv for all the info. The rest of the season, just $35. The streaming folks have been busier and busier trying to catch every pitch of this exciting playoff run. Diamondbacks for the moment all by themselves with that second National League wildcard spot. And if they win tonight and again tomorrow with Merrill Kelly on the mound, they'll head to Atlanta Friday. 10 games over 500. This is where things stand right now. Padres breathing down their necks. Nearly neck and neck with Philadelphia. Marlins are still in it, certainly, but they're beginning to fade again, as are the Pirates. In fact, they played each other at Miami, and the Marlins won 2-zip. Paul Skeens lost again.
Wow.
Paul Skeens is 9-11. Now, the Pirates didn't do him any favors. They only had 4 hits. They were shut out at Miami by Yuri Perez. Paul Skeens 9 wins and 11 losses. Tim Towel with a swing and a miss there. He goes down swinging. Third strikeout for Sagano.
you see the split finger grip. Talk about it all the time. The rotation is not as fast as it would be on a four-seam fastball or a sinker, and because of that, the seams catch the air a little bit more and cause it to sink.
Wildemaro Vargas starts at shortstop. Sagano set down 4 in a row now in 8 of the last 9. Vargas flying out his first time up in there for Geraldo Perdomo at shortstop. Perdomo, we're told, will be in the lineup tomorrow afternoon with that sore left knee. We're with you at high noon tomorrow on D-backs TV. Getaway Day matinee. Merrill Kelly against right-hander Ryan Feltner for the Rockies. And we're off to Atlanta and Boston. Vargas turned on a sweeper but was out in front. Most of Wildemaro's power comes from the right side of the plate. He's a natural right-hand batter. Off the bag at first. Willie Castro will take it himself, and Tomoyuki Sagano has his first 1-2-3 inning tonight. He's set down 9 of 10, but trails it 2-0.
Life well played.
Tuttlewell's back here at Chase Field, but we take you to Tacoma, Pacific Coast League play, and here's a sight for sore eyes. How about this, Stephen Bob? Justin Martinez on the mound today with the Reno Aces there. 11 pitches, 7 strikes. Struck out a couple of guys. Those are the splitters that we're looking at, but we can tell you that he was hitting 101, 102 on the gun with that fastball. He's got another date with the Aces on Thursday, and then who knows what might be next. We saw him in the dugout just the other night when the Dodgers were here, but he is clearly knocking on the door.
Getting close, and that is tantalizing. What a weapon to add down the stretch here for the Diamondbacks. Jay Mart will, as Todd mentioned, working it on Thursday. Topped out today at 102.4 miles per hour. Corbin Burns threw a bullpen today here at Chase, as did Zach Gallen. And as Torlobello said, this is a direct quote, Corbin Burns is coming. He is ready to go. Willie Castro hits this one deep to left. Lars Nootbaar has some room. Let's get a look at Corbin Burns now. Tentatively September 1st, maybe a few days after that they're thinking, but right around the 1st of September, Corbin Burns is going to be back. And also in the Sanderson Ford bullpen today, Zach Gallen coming off that elbow inflammation. And Zach is a little more of a gray area in terms of his return and what the role might be, but they know Corbin Burns will be in the starting rotation for most of next month.
The catcher is challenging the ball call.
Doug Eddings says ball. James McCann challenges, and T-Mobile gives us a look.
Good call.
Pitches a strike. Diamondbacks still have 2 challenges.
So it's a strike to Mickey Moniak, the DH, who flied out in the second.
Mitch Bratt just pounding that strike zone with his fastball. 21 out of 27 fastballs for strikes going into this inning.
There's another one. He got it by Moniak. It just gets on him quicker than it looks like. That's the word, at least it was last week, from the Padre dugout. Something that Craig Stammen was saying, the San Diego manager, that Bratt's fastball was a lot harder than what the scoreboard reading was showing, at least to the hitter. And there's another good example as he blows away Moniak. And that's just the second strikeout for Bratt tonight.
Up and in to the left-handed hitter. Probably, yeah, way out of the strike zone, up and in at 93.
Moniak is a guy that doesn't have a lot of success against lefties. But they ran out of right-hand bats. Warren Schaefer has 4 lefties on his bench to start this one, so they had to get some left-handers in there, at least in the starting lineup. Jordan Beck double off that third base bag, leading off the third, his first time up tonight. Jordan Beck is a guy they hope will be a part of their future, but it's just not materialized yet. A former first rounder by Colorado out of the University of Tennessee 4 years ago. That one caught the corner. Another fastball. Beck was injured middle of May, strained a left hamstring, was out 6 weeks. Went to AAA Albuquerque after that. He's only played in 35 games for the Rockies this year. Now the 1-2 goes upstairs.
A couple of fastballs down and in, and then one elevated up and out over the plate, trying to get a swing and a miss on another high fastball.
Connor Norby making his Rockies debut tonight would be next. Steady diet of four-seam fastballs to Jordan Beck. Full count, 3-2. Toward the right field corner, and that one is drifting out of play. Just missed the bullpen out there. We're talking about James McCann. He has called for 5 consecutive fastballs in this at bat to Jordan Beck after starting off the sequence with a breaking pitch.
And none of them over 92 miles an hour.
The knees. Mitch Bratt has thrown 16 consecutive scoreless innings. He strikes out Moniak and Beck. 5 scoreless so far tonight. When we come back, Ryan Waldschmidt leads off the home half, and it's Lars Nootbaar and Corbin Carroll who homered back in the first.
Large tonsils.
Welcome back to Chase Field. Diamondbacks lead the Rockies 2-0. You're watching D-backs baseball, brought to you by Y-Refi. Steve Berthiaume and Bob Brenly. Todd Walsh, Brandon Webb along the way. Home runs in the first by Corbin Carroll and Ketel Marte. All the scoring so far. Ryan Waldschmidt, who struck out in the second, leads off the Diamondback 5th against Tomoyuki Sagano, who has set down the last 5 batters he's faced, and 9 of the last 10. He has settled down after a bumpy start. Sagano now at 70 pitches, 49 strikes. Sagano's not walked a batter. He struck out 3, including Waldy back in the second. Chase the breaking ball down there. Ryan Waldschmidt in 19 games since the All-Star break has hit .367. Popped it up, shallow left. Here comes Jake McCarthy. And Sagano got that up and in for the out. And we get this from Tim Hovick in Santan, Florida.
Zach wants a D-back dog. And a soda.
Do you guys ever talk normal?
We are.
That was one of Torrey's good ones, I think.
Yeah.
Kind of got into character. Of course, Zach Gallen is the silent Bob of the series. Nootbaar fouls one away. Lars in the leadoff spot. He is 0 for 2 so far. Acquired a week ago at the trade deadline for the St. Louis Cardinals.
I mentioned this before. Nootbaar kind of filling the role that Randall Grichuk did in the past for the Diamondbacks. Randall could rake against lefties, and Lars Nootbaar has always hit righties really well. And the Diamondbacks have struggled against right-handed pitching a little bit this year, so they wanted to get another left-handed bat.
Yeah, particularly because when you get to the postseason, Max Kepler is not eligible under the terms of his PED suspension. So you would lose Kepler if you win one of the wild card spots. Right now they hold the second wild card of the National League. And so Nootbaar can step in. There's Max out in the starting lineup after a tough night last night. He was 0 for 4 and struck out 3 times. And there's Geraldo Perdomo behind him, still talking.
I don't know if we've ever had a shot of Geraldo where he wasn't talking.
Even when he's batting. Ooh. Thought that Goodman might challenge that. A low call, and let's see what happens here.
The pitcher is challenging the pitch.
Didn't get the sign from Goodman. Instead, it's Sagano who tapped the cap. And T-Mobile says it is a strike.
Pitch is a strike. Colorado still has 2 challenges left.
I mean, it made it by less than 100 millionth of an inch or whatever it is. And Sagano gets the strikeout.
Yeah, how quickly did Sagano ask for the challenge? However, I guess he did it all right. Yeah. I thought maybe there was a little bit too much of a delay there, but he went right to the hat.
It's got to be within 2 seconds. Has to be immediate according to the rule. Corbin Carroll has homered and flied out. Sagano's not a guy that throws a lot of pitches. He has been over 100 pitches in a start, only once this year. That was way back in April. He's usually somewhere 85, 83. Pitch count usually around there. Rarely ever up into the 90s, certainly lately as the season's gone on here. Gabriel Moreno on deck. It's 3-0 on Corbin. Sagano with the somewhat advanced age of 36. He'll be 37 in October. And throws a 3-0 fastball right down the middle. Corbin rolls it right to Connor Norby. Tomoyuki Sagano has set down 8 straight. We are through 5, and it's 2-0 Diamondbacks.
At Ace.
This copyrighted telecast is presented by authority of the Arizona Diamondbacks and may not be reproduced or retransmitted in any form. And the accounts and descriptions of this game may not be disseminated without the express written consent of the Arizona Diamondbacks.
Well, half jokingly, we said, what can Mitch Bratt do for an encore after 7 scoreless last week against the Padres? He has blanked the Rockies through 5 so far tonight. And Mitch Bratt going back to his start 2 starts ago at Cleveland when he finished with 4 scoreless innings. And the Padres start, and now tonight has thrown 16 consecutive shutout innings as Connor Norby starts off the Colorado 6th. Norby, the second baseman in his Rockies debut. He walked his first time up. Gets a start at second base, which has always been his natural and much preferred position, which is partially why he was pushed into third base and never quite worked out in Miami. They wanted to convert him into a third baseman on the other side of the infield, and it just never did fit. And now the Rockies, who picked him up at the trade deadline, thinking maybe he can be their second baseman moving on forward here. That's out of play, still 1-2. Connor Norby started his career with Baltimore, a second-round pick out of East Carolina. Traded to the Marlins as a rookie. Didn't work out with Miami. Now he's a Rocky. Strike 3. The slurve got there, says Doug Eddings, and that's 3 consecutive strikeouts for Mitch Bratt.
I mentioned it earlier. He'll throw that slurve to both sides of the plate. This time starts it over in the left-handed batter's box. Maybe gets back to the outside corner for strike 3.
Mitch Bratt has given up only 2 hits. He's got 4 strikeouts. The thing you love the most so far, only 1 walk. He sent down 5 in a row. Ezekiel Tovar bats 9th. He's 0 for 1. Curveball misses up. Tovar, the slumping shortstop, back in there after a night off last night. They cannot figure out what's happened to him. Still just 25 years old. Tovar 2 seasons ago hit 26 homers, led the National League in doubles, won a Gold Glove, and got a 7-year $63 million deal, but he has scuffled ever since. And it's a bit of a mystery. He was among the most productive players for Venezuela when they won the World Baseball Classic this spring. And the Rockies were thinking, okay, that's the boost that will give this kid a chance to get back on track, but it just hasn't materialized yet.
Now that season, I'm sorry, partner.
Yeah, go ahead.
In 24, you talked about when he had 45 doubles, 26 homers. He also struck out 200 times and only walked 23.
He's behind in the count, 1 and 2 right here. Let's get this now from Andrew, the home buyer.
Catch the best deal for your house by calling me, Andrew, the home buyer.
Mitch Bratt looking for what would be his 4th consecutive strikeout. He has sent down the last 5 he's faced. There's a tapper short at 3rd, barehanded by Arenado, and they can't quite make the play, just hit too slowly. And Nolan couldn't get a whole lot on the throw. That's just the 3rd hit for Colorado. Jeff Bannister checking with Alan Campbell in the video room. Not challenge.
Yeah, too slowly hit and too much speed out of the batter's box. Nolan makes a great barehanded play and throw, but Tovar just barely beats it out over there at first base.
And Tovar can really run. Nolan expects to get everybody out.
Yeah, he does.
So 1-out base runner for the top of the order, Jake McCarthy, who's 0 for 2. And goes after a first pitch slider. 3rd time through the lineup now for Mitch Bratt. Jake McCarthy moved into the Rockies leadoff spot right about middle late May, and he has taken off like a rocket as their leadoff hitter. Line to second. Tovar is back. Marte will drop it, but the umpires are on to him. An intentional drop right there. They waved it off immediately. Kind of a sneaky smile there by Cattell. It's 2 outs.
Yeah, it's worth a try.
Vargas tried that last night.
Yeah, he did.
Oops, I dropped it.
Whoops.
How clumsy of me. I'll just double off the runner and get 2 outs or something, but it didn't quite work. Carros 0 for 2. High in the air and deep to left. Newtbar is going to watch this one go. And Kyle Carros gets the Rockies on the board with his 10th of the year. And Colorado, after being shut out for 5 innings, has come back to tie it up.
Kyle Carros loves to swing at that first pitch, and unfortunately he got a very hittable fastball that time. Inside part of the plate, came off the bat at 102.
And it snaps a stretch of 16 2/3 consecutive scoreless innings for Mitch Bratt. That's the 5th home run he's given up. This is his 7th start. And the bullpen will get busy. 2-2 ball game in the 6th. Well, Carrick sends one nearly to the same spot, but Newbar's got plenty of room here. Kyle Carros, his 10th of the year. We're in the 6th, all tied at 2. Diamondbacks baseball is brought to you by Farmers Insurance. Get a quote at farmers.com. All the scoring tonight coming on home runs. Corbin Carroll and Ketel Marte solo shots in the first. Kyle Karros a 2-run homer in the 6th inning off Mitch Bratt has tied it up, the 10th of the year for Karros, and here we are 2-2 as Gabriel Moreno leads off the home half against Tomoyuki Sagano. Sagano has set down 8 consecutive Diamondbacks and 12 over the last 13. Moreno singled in the 3rd. He's 1 for 2. Gabby's got girl dad power going. Of course, the Moreno family welcomed the 2nd child, birth of a daughter, earlier this month, and since the 2nd one arrived, Gabby's 10 for 25 with 5 extra base hits and 5 RBIs, and you can see moving up the charts in terms of the National League batting title.
Yeah.
Boy, Otto Lopez of the Marlins have been up there since the first day.
He hasn't slowed down at all.
He has not. Diamondbacks, when we were in Miami, could not get him out. Marlins swept him. Gabby goes after a high fastball. Sugano picks up strikeout number 5. He's retired 9 straight.
And this kind of follows the history of Sugano this season. 27 now of 58 runs that he surrendered have come on home runs. Fortunately for him in the Rockies, 21 of the 23 homers he surrendered have been solos.
Well, as we mentioned also earlier, the only 2 wins the Rockies have over the Diamondbacks all year have both been Sugano starts. He's pitched very well against them this year, and he's doing so again here tonight. He has really settled down after that 2-run first. One of those runs came on the Marte home run. Look inside the Sanderson Ford bullpen, and there's Kevin Ginkel, who had the big save here Sunday in the win over the Dodgers. Mitch Bratt is at 78 pitches through 6. Still kicking himself over that pitch to Karros. Ball and a strike on Marte. Look out, Dave McKay. Sugano, middle of May, had back-to-back starts against the Diamondbacks. He beat the D-backs at Coors Field. Gave up just 2 runs over 5 innings. Followed that with a start here 6 days later, and was really good when 6 2/3 gave up only 2 runs, and so far he's given up only 2 runs tonight. So this is kind of standard procedure for Sugano against the Diamondbacks. Pitch number 90 on the way. No activity yet in the Colorado bullpen. Jeff Bannister down there cracking jokes as he always does. Wait, what? Ketel tracks the split. It's 2-2. Arenado with triple in the first, waiting on deck. Sugano with 90 pitches, 61 strikes. He has punched out 5. He has not walked a batter. He is a strike thrower. Good take right there, the low fastball, and it's full. Well, we'll start to get some activity, we'll call it for the moment, in the Colorado bullpen. Jimmy Herget, the right-hander. Ketel tries to shoot it through the hole over there in a collision as Tovar and Karros collide, and Karros goes flying. That looked like a hip check right on the blue line. And Karros, by far, it seems, got the worst of it. They're going to have to go out there and have a look.
Well, we've talked about this before. Third basemen are taught to take anything you can take to your left, but Ezequiel Tovar, he has a lot of range himself at shortstop. The two came together. Wow.
Kind of looked like he might have slammed his head or his upper neck area into the shoulder of Tovar right there. He's still down. Now he's up. Well, you don't often see bodies go spinning around in the infield like that. That's scary. It's a base hit for Marte. They have a 1-out runner now for Arenado. The concern now, Kyle Karros, the youngster.
Another 2-hit game for Marte after a single and a double in the ball game last night. Homer and a single here today.
Keep in mind here not to be cold-hearted about this, but Zagano had established a tremendous tempo and a rhythm out there. 9 straight retired, 13 of 14. We'll see if this takes him out of it. And Karros is going to have to be taken out of the game.
Well, obviously Major League Baseball extremely careful. Anytime there's an injury in the neck or the head area, you got to pass certain tests to stay in a ball game, and apparently they weren't pleased with what they saw from Kyle Karros.
Karros, who had the 2-run homer in the top half of this inning to tie the game, has to leave in the home half after a collision here with Ezequiel Tovar. They have all lefties on the bench, Colorado. They don't really have a backup third baseman the way the roster's constituted here. They're going to have to do some maneuvering, and here comes Warren Schaefer to explain it to Doug Eddings.
Well, it probably means some guys moving around from the position they're at right now. Might even see Connor Norby move over there to third base. As you mentioned before, the Marlins tried that.
I'm not sure he has another option at this point. Johnston's a first baseman and outfielder. Sullivan is the catcher. Rumfield plays first. Veen, who just got called up today, is an outfielder, and it looks like it's going to be T.J. Rumfield, left-hand batter.
Probably move Castro to third base then.
Yeah, Castro was super flexible, as we know. They're going to put Rumfield at first. That's where he started last night. And here comes Castro now, and he'll go over to the other side of the infield. That's the luxury of having a player like the veteran Willie Castro, who's played nearly every position on the field this year. So he'll go from first over to third, and Rumfield takes over at first base. So 1-out base runner for the Diamondbacks in the 6th inning. Nolan Arenado is the hitter. He tripled deep to center in the first and flied out to center his last time. And hits a double play ball right to Tovar. Norby for 1. And 1 pitch later, Zagano gets the double play and gets through 6. It's tied at 2. Another impressive start for the rookie left-hander Mitch Bratt out of Newmarket, Ontario, Canada. He had worked 5 2/3 scoreless innings before the home run by Kyle Karros tied it up. 78 pitches, just the 2 runs on the homer, only 1 walk. He struck out 4, and because he did not complete the inning, the scoreless inning streak was stopped officially at 16. Kevin Ginkel on to start the 7th now. He was the winning pitcher Friday here against the Dodgers, and then had the big save on Sunday.
Well, he was a man on a mission on Sunday too. He came in firing bullets out of that bullpen.
Hunter Goodman is the batter, the cleanup man for Colorado. He's 0 for 2. And Goodman still without a hit in the series. Another terrific start by Mitch Bratt. Goodman, 34 home runs, lined into a double play his last time up to win the 4th. It's coming back here out of play. It's a ball and a strike.
And Goodman's a guy that's got popped to all fields, which is why the Diamondbacks play him pretty much straight up in the outfield.
And he is not a Coors Field product, Hunter Goodman. He has more home runs and RBIs on the road this year than he does at Colorado. This is it deep to right center. Waldy chasing after it, and that ball is off the base of the wall. It rolls back towards center. Goodman heads for third, and he's going to get there standing up. He got a fortunate carom off the base of that wall out by the pool, and Hunter Goodman has his first triple this year.
I just said he's got power to all parts of the ballpark. This time he picks just to the right, a straightaway center out near that 413 mark. If Ryan Walshman and Corbin Carroll can't catch up to it, it wasn't meant to be caught. Hit right at the base of the wall. That allowed Goodman to advance all the way to third.
104 miles an hour off the bat. And a four-seam fastball just below the belt. Now it's Willie Castro who can give the Rockies the lead. Infield comes in for the Diamondbacks. Arenado is in on the grass at third. Medium depth on the other side. Castro's flied out twice, 0 for 2. Now spins around and bats for the left-hand side. There's that Kevin Ginkel slider. It's 0-2. Most of Castro's power comes from the left side of the plate. He's missed 2 sliders so far. And this is another one. McCann goes right back to it. Ginkel gets his first out.
What a weapon. That downer slider throws it hard, 87 miles an hour. All the break is almost straight down.
Mickey Moniak is the DH. McCann challenges. 97 in. Runner at third base. McCann will gamble a challenge here. T-Mobile says it is a ball.
Pitch was a ball. Arizona has one more challenge.
McCann doing everything he can to keep that go-ahead run at third. Fly ball along the line for Nootbaar. Goodman is at third, and here he comes. Throws offline. The Rockies have the lead. So the leadoff triple by Goodman, the RBI for Moniak. It's 3-2 Colorado. Now the batter is Jordan Beck. Tomoyuki Sugano, you got to tip your cap after he gave up 2 homers and a triple in the first inning. He did a marvelous job after that. Sugano gave up only 3 singles from the second inning on. He got them through the 6th. He struck out 5. He's not walked a batter, and now he's the pitcher of record with a 3-2 lead.
Now, you've heard me say it a lot. Good pitchers, you got to get them early, because especially a guy with as many pitches as Sugano features out there on the mound, once he gets a feel for all 6 or 7 of his pitches, he's going to be tough to get to.
Third time they've seen him this year, and he has been very impressive all 3 times. For the moment, he's in line for the win, but now he has to hand the baton to a Colorado bullpen that is not exactly a shutdown unit. 1-2 on Jordan Beck, who doubled back into third. He hit a line drive that caromed off the third base bag. Here's Herget, who's been warming up for quite some time now. Side arming right-hander. The Ginkel slider gets his second strikeout for the Goodman triple. The Moniak RBI. Time to stretch. It's 3-2 Rockies. All-star catcher Hunter Goodman a triple to lead off the Rockies' 7th. Comes home on a Mickey Moniak fly ball, and Colorado has a 3-2 lead. And a reminder, Yoga on the Field is back. The next one set for Sunday, August 23rd. Reds will be in town. It's presented by Blue Cross Blue Shield of Arizona. You'll enjoy a private pregame yoga session on the outfield. Get this exclusive D-backs yoga water bottle and a game ticket. D-backs.com/yoga. The yoga days that we've had here become extremely popular.
Oh, yeah.
Special event ticket pack is required. Jimmy Herget, the right-hander, his second season in Colorado after stops for the Reds, the Rangers, the Angels, and the Braves. It's not gone all that well. A 6.75 ERA. His 35th appearance.
So he's going to spin that ball a lot.
Got that funky delivery missed away with that sinker to James McCann.
That's Throws a lot of sweepers, a lot of sliders. That sinking fastball you just saw right there from the sidearm delivery.
Big, tall, lanky guy at 6'3", 183 pounds. Got the corner with a breaking ball. It's 1-1. McCann 0 for 2 against Sagano. He pitched an outstanding game again here against the Diamondbacks. Third time he's done that this year. Sagano just 2 runs, 6 hits, and 6. 5 strikeouts, did not walk a batter. McCann got under this one, pops it up in front of second. They've got it surrounded. And Ezekiel Tovar comes in from shortstop to make the play. There's one away. Diamondbacks about hit Colorado 6-5. But they trail it 3-2. They have only 3 singles since the first inning. The offense kind of dried up ever since that big first. And they got solo homers from Corbin Carroll and Ketel Marte. Kyle Karros tied it up with a 2-run homer in the 6th. And then the Goodman triple in the 7th led to the Colorado 3rd run. That's where we stand. Taylor Clark warming up for the Diamondbacks now. Tawa has singled and struck out. Check swing foul.
Kind of a puzzled look on Timmy's face right there. You don't see a lot of sidearm pitchers anymore in the major leagues, and when you do, it's an extreme oddity to try to find that release point. Where is the ball coming from?
Broke his bat that time.
Yep. Hit it right off the end of that cupped bat. We've talked about that a lot. Takes a little bit of the weight and pushes it down toward the barrel of the bat by taking that little bit out of the end of the bat. But when you hit it right off the end of the bat, it just splinters.
You'd like to think they could get to Herget here. He has given up earned runs in 7 of his last 9 appearances, including 4 homers. He's had a rough go of it lately. Out there with a 1-run lead. Tawa hits it through the hole. Tim Tawa's at it again. His second hit tonight, a 1-out single. Ahead of Ildemaro Vargas. King of the court.
Either a sweeper or a slider that didn't do too much that time. Stayed up and out over the plate for Timmy, and he finds that hole on the left side. He did steal a base back in that 2nd inning.
Yeah, throws both those breaking pitches from that funky delivery, the slider and the sweeper. Ildemaro, the shortstop, in for Geraldo Perdomo tonight. He's 0 for 2. That's the slider. He's got to check the end of his bat. Popped it up. Got the changeup from Herget. TJ Runfield's under it, and we get this from Jack in the Box.
Don't get FOMO. Get my Philly style bonus Jack combos and new Philly Munchie Meal.
Welcome to Jack in the Box.
Based on the idea that Herget throws both that sweeper and slider, you got to think if you're Ryan Waldschmidt, you're going to get a breaking ball or 2 in this at bat. Given Waldy's struggles for those pitches earlier this year, he's been a whole lot better lately. And right on cue, he starts off with a sinker. Sets him up in, and now we'll work away.
Big hole on the right side of the infield as Herget checks on Tawa over there at first base.
Tawa off and running again. Goodman throws wildly into center, and Tawa will have to stay put as Carrick came in there and pounced on it pretty quickly. A wild throw from Hunter Goodman.
That was nearly a wild pitch. He made a nice play just to get to that ball, but then to try to rush his throw to second base, he uncorks it over everybody into center field. Timmy did not see it immediately.
Boy, Cole Carrick, Bob, was right on that. He read that really well and came in as soon as the ball was thrown.
Yep.
Tawa with a second stolen base tonight.
Pick him up.
1-1 count to Waldy. Yeah, there's the slider, but he left it out over the middle. and got away with it. It's 1-2. Tying runs at second, 2 outs. They're trying to get him to bite on that pitch again, way outside for ball 2. Nootbaar, the leadoff man, 0 for 3. Aldi lines it to McCarthy, who's there, and Herget strands Tawa at second and preserves that 3-2 Colorado lead.
Boring advice goes a long way.
Well, what a start for the Diamondbacks again tonight. Second batter of the game, Corbin Carroll hits his 17th. 2 batters after that, Ketel Marte will skid one off the top of the wall in right for Ketel's 21st. Our Chaz Roberts, air conditioning and plumbing, cool plays of the game. Arenado followed with a triple. He was left stranded at third, and since that first inning, the Diamondbacks have managed only 4 singles. And now trail Colorado 3-2 as Taylor Clark is out there to start the 8th against Connor Norby. Norby fouls that one away. 53 appearances this year for Taylor, an outstanding 2.19 earned run average. He last worked with a scoreless 8th inning Sunday in the win over the Dodgers. Norby has walked and struck out in his Rockies debut tonight. Acquired from Miami at the trade deadline. The slider caught the edge of the zone. It's 0-2. Norby's last appearance in a big league game came with the Marlins June 23rd. So it's been a while. He was optioned out after that to their AAA club in Jacksonville, then traded to Colorado, and now back up for the first time here tonight. Former second-round pick by the Orioles out of East Carolina. Ezekiel Tovar on deck. Then it's the leadoff hitter Jake McCarthy. A little quick pitch there, and it worked. Well, Taylor Clark mixing up the tempo there. He quick pitched a slider by him, and there's one away.
He's done that a couple times this year. Instead of coming to a complete set and then delivering the ball to home plate, he just kind of glides into the delivery, catches the hitter off guard, and throws him a real nasty slider right there.
Tovar, the shortstop, bats ninth. Tovar's numbers have backed up ever since his big year 2 years ago. He has struggled this year, and a big drop off last year when he had a lot of injuries, hip and oblique problems. Lifts that out to short right center. Here comes Corbin on the run. That'll bring up Jake McCarthy. Cincinnati Reds are coming to town. Diamondbacks will host the Redlegs, a weekend set starting Friday, August 21st. And you can be here at the ballpark with us. Get your tickets for the Reds at dbacks.com. Thought the Reds would be a better club this year than they have shown to be. They did beat the White Sox in Chicago tonight, 5-4 in 10 innings. But Cincinnati 57-61, not really for the moment in the wild card race. Phillies lost at St. Louis 2-0. Padres beaten up on the Brewers. It's 11-1 at Petco Park. Ketel from the outfield grass. McCarthy 0 for 4. And it's getting late, trailing 3-2, but the top of the order is coming up in the home half. Lars Nootbaar, then Corbin Carroll, and Gabriel Moreno. Welcome back to Diamondbacks baseball here in the Valley. D-backs had a 2-0 lead after one. The Rockies have come back, 2 in the 6th, 1 in the 7th. That's the difference right now. And the Diamondbacks are sent to bat here in the bottom of the 8th inning, trailing 3-2. They'll do it against a new pitcher for Colorado, the left-hander Brennan Bernardino, who has really had a nice year for the Rockies. Just finished a stretch of 24 consecutive games without giving up an earned run. He's got a very solid .264 earned run average, his 56th appearance.
Sinker, curveball, cutter combination. He throws a few other pitches, but those are his 3 main deliveries.
Run on with Lars Nootbaar, the left-hand batter in the leadoff spot. Diamondbacks will send Taylor Locklear up to bat for the right-hand side. So Locklear bats for Nootbaar to start off the 8th. Tyler, 281 in a dozen games for the Diamondbacks this year. Right-hand bat off the bench, looks at ball 1. Diamondbacks with 2 home runs and a triple in the first inning. They have managed only 4 singles since. They have out-hit Colorado 7-5, but they trail 3-2. Fouls off a curveball, and it's 1 ball and 2 strikes.
Left-handed pitchers really haven't bothered the Diamondbacks a whole lot this year, including the left-handed hitters. Left-handed batters for the Diamondbacks are hitting .284 against left-handed pitching with an OPS of .812, both second.
Bernardino's first season with the Rockies after 3 years in Boston. He was a big part of the Red Sox bullpen the last 3 seasons. Traded to Colorado last November. Sanderson Ford bullpen. Right-hander Juan Murillo. Won't chase the curveball. 2-2. Bernardino, big tall left-hander, 6'4", 216 pounds, out of Cal State Dominguez Hills. Got the fastball by him. It's that sinker away. He's got a very funky delivery. He starts off with a strikeout of Locklear.
He's a lefty. They always seem to have something unusual in their delivery, either on the follow-through or on the delivery itself.
Well, we know Corbin Carroll has handled lefties all year. His home run back in the first inning, the 99th of Corbin's career. Remember, the Diamondbacks led most of last night's game 7-0. They picked up 2 in the 8th. Let's see if that pattern can repeat itself here. Corbin lifts this fairly deep to left center. McCarthy ranging over there. And they retire Carroll for the second out. Now it's Gabriel Moreno. We'll see if Gabby can get aboard and give Kittel a shot at the left-hander. Gabby singled in the 30s, 1 for 3. Gabby now with 10 hits over a 6-game hitting streak. He has doubled 4 times and tripled in that streak. He singled tonight back in the 3rd.
Familiar sight for Diamondbacks fans out there in left field. Jake McCarthy just can't stand still. He gets his steps in every day, just walking back and forth between pitches.
Changeup fouled away. Bernardino making short work of the Diamondbacks so far here in the 8th. Only 2 times the Rockies have beaten the D-backs this year were starts by Sugano, and he was excellent again tonight. Back at it early tomorrow. Getaway day matinee. Merrill Kelly on the mound. D-backs TV starts at high noon. Right-hander Ryan Feltner goes for Colorado. Phillies have lost. Diamondbacks for the moment a half game ahead of Philadelphia for that second National League wild card. The Padres, however, right on the Diamondbacks' heels, and they are beating up on the Brewers right now. It's 11-1. San Diego at Petco Park. They're in the 8th. Gabby drives this deep to right. Beck backing up. He's got room on the warning track. And Bernardino works a 1-2, 3/8 inning. It stays 3-2 Colorado.
DirecTV.
Diamondbacks got 2 in the first. They've not been able to get much going since then. In the meantime, the Rockies have chipped away. They have a 3-2 lead as Juan Murillo is out there to start the 9th inning. 51 appearances for Murillo, with some defensive changes behind him. Ryan Waldschmidt moves over from center to left after they hit for Lars Nootbaar. Tim Tawa goes from first out to center, and Tyler Locklear, who hit for Nootbaar, takes over at first base. TJ Rumfield, who replaced Kyle Karros in the lineup after Karros had to leave midway through the game after an infield collision with Ezekiel Tovar, leads off the 9th. Rumfield, 295, 13 homers. He leads the Rockies in hits this year. He singled in his start at first base last night. That's fouled away as we check in again with Andrew, the home buyer.
Catch the best deal for your house by calling me, Andrew, the home buyer.
Jordan Romano, the right-hander, who is the closer for the moment for Colorado, has started to loosen up in the Rocky bullpen. There he is, 6 for 7 in save opportunities. Angels let him go at the end of April. Rocky signed him to a minor league deal. Now here he is as their closer.
Yeah, with the Angels, he pitched to a 10.13 ERA, gave up a whole bunch of hits, walked a lot of batters, but he's been okay for the Rockies.
Rio needs to keep it a 3-2 game, and this will help. Marte's on that one. They retire Rumfield to open up the 9th. Now the rookie center fielder Cole Carrick, who doubled in the 4th, he's 1 for 3. Carrick swung the bat well lately. He's just over 290 for the year. Last 20 games he's hit .314. Good changeup from Murillo. Jeff Bannister and Tor Lavello going over the matchups. Marte, Arenado, McCann 4, 5, and 6 scheduled up in the home half. Diamondbacks have out hit the Rockies 7-5, but they're down 3-2. Not that time, Mike Malinsky. It's 1-1. Dangerous Hunter Goodman on deck. Rockies really like what they have in this rookie Carrick. In fact, they like him so much they have given him the center field job and traded Brenton Doyle, the 2-time Gold Glover, out there to the White Sox. And Carrick plays occasionally at shortstop, but he's a center fielder, it looks like, moving forward. He played a lot of infield in college at San Diego State and played both center field and short in their minor league system.
They must have a lot of faith in him if they were willing to get rid of Brenton Doyle, who covered a ton of ground at Coors Field.
Yeah, but just didn't hit.
Didn't hit.
change-ups and fastballs from Murillo. Missed with a change there. It's 3-2 as Carrick lays off. Don't want to put anyone on ahead of Hunter Goodman, who tripled off the base of the wall in right center his last time up. Came home to score what for the moment is the go-ahead run. And Carrick lines it into right field, a base hit, his second hit tonight. And here comes Goodman. Fans purchase a special event ticket pack for Women's Night. It's coming up Tuesday, August 25th. The Cubbies will be here. You can get a ticket to the game against the Cubs and a D-backs charm bracelet. dbacks.com/women, the place to go for tickets. Cubbies coming to town later this month. Pete Crow Armstrong might be the NL MVP. Oh, they got a break here. Goodman, a one-pitch pop-up. Locklear's under it. Well, that really helps.
Sure does. Woo.
Willie Castro, the hitter now. Castro moved over from first to third after Karros had to leave the game. He's 0 for 3.
Carrick, when he was on second base back in the 4th inning, was trying to steal third on just about every pitch.
Yeah, you're right.
Before Goodman lined into that 5-4 double play.
Carrick 6 for 9 in his stolen base attempts, just over 50 games this year, the rookie. And there he goes. McCann with the throw. It's on the third base side of the bag, and Carrick is in there, stolen base number 7.
That throw would have just tailed back toward the bag a little bit more. Matt got out of the chute in good shape. Unfortunately, the throw on the wrong side of the bag, and Carrick slides in safely with his 7th stolen base.
Vargas tried a spinning tag, but Carrick was already in there. Pad run at second now with 2 outs, and McCann out to the mound.
Probably reminding him that, hey, he might steal third base too. This guy likes to run. He was doing it last time, as I mentioned, in the 4th inning.
Yeah, he was really creating a distraction behind the left-hander Mitch Brad.
I mean, he's in scoring position already at second base. Not a high percentage play to try to steal third in this particular situation, but you got to keep an eye on him.
And you got a veteran hitter up there in Castro. Murillo really leaning on that changeup in this appearance. He's thrown a whole bunch of them. This is up at 99.
Catcher's challenge of strike ball call.
James McCann is going to challenge that. I guess you can't take him with you. That's not a borderline pitch.
Pitch was a ball. Arizona's out of challenges.
I think sometimes catchers fool themselves when they frame a pitch and they make it look better than it really is, and they try to get the call from the umpire. But
so now you got no challenge in the home half of the 9th inning if you need one. Let's hope that doesn't come back to bite them. Pumps a 3-0 fastball in there at 98. Mickey Moniak, who sacked fly in the 7th, is the difference in the game right now, would be next. And another changeup from Murillo. Seems to be trying to generate chase with that pitch, and it really hasn't worked out all that well. Brian Kaplan seeing that same thing. We'll head out to the mound here.
I mean, Murillo has a reputation at this point in his career as a guy that has a big fastball, likes to use it, can blow it by opposing hitters. So they think that I think that they think that I think that I'm going to throw a fastball, so I'm going to trick him and throw changeups.
I got Goodman to pop out on a first pitch fastball, but there were a lot of changeups to Carrick. In fact, he threw 4 consecutive changeups to Carrick. And then just threw a whole bunch there to walk Castro. The batter's going to be Moniak with 2 on and 2 out. Carrick, the rookie, with good speed at second. Castro, who runs well, is the runner at first. Moniak had a pair of walks last night. He is hitless in the series, but does have the big RBI tonight. And right back to the fastball at 100 miles an hour. Moniak, including tonight, down 21 RBIs in his last 31 games. Apparently Kaplan went out there and changed the game plan. Let's stop throwing all these changeups. Oh, now might be a good time for one. Showed him 2 fastballs. Now it's 0-2. Yep. That's not be the setup pitch for the changeup.
Just overthrew a couple there up above the top of the strike zone.
Jordan Beck. Double in the third would be next. It's 2-2 on the Rockies DH, Mickey Moniak. Got him to pop it up. Left center. Waldy drifting over there with Tawa. Tawa will take it down. And Murillo strands 2. So Ketel Marte is set to lead it off. Then it's Nolan Arenado and James McCann.
Yep, just got back.
Time to make some noise here at Chase. Diamondbacks trail at 3-2 bottom 9. Ketel Marte set to lead it off. The post-game preview is brought to you by Talking Stick Resort. And the game began for the Diamondbacks with a Canadian starter. It will end with a Canadian closer for Colorado out of Ontario, Canada. It's Jordan Romano, twice an All-Star for the Blue Jays. He was let go by the Angels earlier this year. Picked up by the Rockies, and here he is, 10 for 13 in his save opportunities between the 2 clubs.
Yeah, combined between the 2 clubs, 12 walks in 17 2/3. Make him throw strikes.
Marte has homered and singled. He leads it off. And there's ball 1, the slider. It's a good start for Ketel, staying patient, which is always the most important thing for him. Murillo able to strand 2 in a scoreless 9th. Buckled him a bit. A 2-0 slider lands.
He throws that slider more than any other pitch. Follows it up with a 4-seam fastball. He has a splitter and a sweeper he rarely uses.
Lanky right-hander, 6'5", 33-year-old veteran out of Oral Roberts. And he got Marte to pop it up near the mound. Castro coming in from third. Ooh, wow, that thing knuckled on him up there. And they retire Marte to start the 9th. Romano's got plenty of experience. He twice had 36 saves in a season for the Blue Jays in 22 and 23. He was an All-Star both those years for Toronto. Well, this is not his first rodeo. Arenado tripled in the first. He's 1 for 3. Diamondbacks right now tied with the Cubs for the most comeback wins in the majors, 36. Down to their final 2 outs. Oh boy. He was hunting fastball and got one.
Might might be the last one he gets.
Yeah, based on that swing, wouldn't be surprised. He's thrown him 3 straight heaters now. Arenado aboard, a base hit into left. And that'll bring the winning run to the plate. Tying runs aboard at first with 1 down. And we'll get a pinch runner. Jorge Barosa will run for Arenado.
It did go to the slider, but it wasn't a good one for the Rockies. Just kind of hangs up there. He's fortunate Nolan didn't hit that ball up on the home run porch somewhere, but bangs it through that left side. Diamondbacks have the run on.
Well, Arenado, who had 2 hits last night, including a grand slam, has tripled and singled tonight. Malone Lishman, the pitching coach for the Rockies, out to talk to Romano. McCann is the hitter. James to start tonight behind the plate, 0 for 3, but one of the hottest hitters in this lineup when he is in there. In fact, he's hit in 10 of his last 11 games, 295 on the year. The tying runs at first with 1 out. The winning run is at the plate. And here we go again. Rumfield will hold Barosa on the bag at first. Norby shaded near the second base bag. There's some room over there in Gabby Lane. And McCann, as a catcher, I think has the right to hit it through there.
Yeah, why not? Especially with all the sliders that Romano figures to throw. A pitch working away from a right-hander. Just slap it through that right side.
Check on Jorge.
Yeah, you saw Goodman back there behind the plate. When they pick to first base, he calls it from behind home plate and flashes the right arm out to the side to let the pitcher know when to throw.
Right there. And a Goodman, a 2-time All-Star back there. It's 1-0 on McCann. Another disengagement. That's all you get. That's 2. So it's advantage Barosa here. You can throw over a 3rd time, but if you don't pick him off, you get second base.
Getting an extra step or 2 on that lead over there at first base.
Now the 1-0. McCann squirts it out to right. Beck is calling for it. And the Diamondbacks down to their last out. Tim Tawa coming up. Tawa has singled twice and stolen second twice tonight. He's 2 for 3. They've out hit Colorado 8-6. They're down 3-2 and down to their final out. Can we get a little more Tawabunga? Fastball right down the middle for strike 1. Diamondbacks got 2 in the first on solo homers by Corbin Carroll and Ketel Marte. They have not been able to score a run since. They have only 5 hits since the first inning, all singles. Ball and a strike on Tawa. Another disengagement, and again, Romano uses up 2. You only get 2 per plate appearance. Really keeping an eye on Barossa at first. Jorge holds, and the slider misses well away. 2 balls and a strike on Tim Tower. Barossa holding. The slider didn't slide it, backed up for ball 3. Ildemaro Vargas is the on-deck hitter.
Will he dare challenge him with a fastball right here?
A 3-1 on the way. There goes Barossa. Slider's a strike, and Jorge is in there. Tying run is at second. There's a full count on Tower. He's thrown him now 3 consecutive sliders. Actually make it 4 consecutive sliders. Diamondbacks tonight 0 for 3 with runners in scoring position. They've not had a lot of opportunities here. Base hit can tie the game. 2 outs. Tying run at second. 3-2 on Tim Tower. Here it is. Got him. He threw him a fastball right down the middle. And Romano gets the save. They strand Barossa at second. And the Rockies get just their 3rd win against the Diamondbacks this year. They take it 3-2.
I tell you, the Diamondback starters, you can't hold them accountable. In the last 7 games, they've pitched to a 1.77 ERA. Merrill Kelly, no decision. Brandon Pfaadt, no decision. Tonight, Mitch Bratt, no decision.
So the Rockies, who came in here just 4-21 at Chase Field since the 2023 season, get 2 in the 6th, 1 in the 7th on a sac fly, and that's the difference. They win at 3-2. Todd Walsh, Brandon Webb standing by. The postgame show is next on D-backs TV.